Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Man Card Podcast, where we start off our podcast with a quote of the week. My man Noah's got it for us today. Go right ahead. Whenever you're ready. Don't rush it. Take your time. Go on.
You can't sit with us. The Pink Ladies.
Hit it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your favorite podcast, my favorite podcast, and I think it's Noah's favorite podcast. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just assume it is. Welcome back to Man Card Podcast, and we got a very interesting show for you today. We were talking about rejection, being rejected, not getting that call, not getting that girl's number. You know,
not just that.
Oh no,
not getting that. Hey, we looked over your resume, and I'm sorry to say we went with another candidate.
I love the email you get from like colleges or whatever.
Oh yeah,
yeah. We hate to inform you, or like
it's such our displeasure to.
It's something. It's like such a positive, negative first line. It's like you get it from like either a job application or a college. It's although you are a great candidate, or keep it up, or someone we decided to go with someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Complete bull.
Yeah, bull crap, dude.
Bull crap. But anyway, rejection. Probably
dude.
we talked about fears recently. Probably one of my biggest fears.
Really?
Which is why you asked right before we started the podcast if I have any good stories of going up to a female and getting rejected, and I don't, because I was always too scared to go up to a female and get rejected. So
no way.
So therefore, I don't think
were you the heartbreaker?
No. Yes. No.
Were you the one that was like going around being like, hell nah, I got too many hoes?
Yeah, I'd always find. I honestly, no, it wasn't like that, but I'd always find a reason to not like them. Have you ever seen how well do you know Full House?
I've never seen Full House.
Okay, well, there's an episode in
Sorry,
Full House.
I'm going to apologize to everybody watching right now. I've never seen Full House.
So now we're on the same level of not knowing things, because not knowing Full House is ridiculous.
It is.
Anyways, there's an episode, Danny Tanner, one of the main characters, Bob Saget. Is that right?
Bob Saget,
yep. That's it, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. There's an episode, he's a widow, I believe, in the show, and he goes out on dates, and he always finds something wrong with the girl. Even though the girl is perfect, he would find something wrong. He would look for something like, oh, her nose is just, I don't, it's too big, or it's too small, or her top lip is just uneven with her bottom, or something ridiculous. And I always found myself doing the same thing, but not in physical appearance necessarily, but more so in just like, wow, that conversation didn't wow me. So like, oh, she's boring.
Those boobs are just too big. They're gonna be saggy one day.
They're poking me. What she pointing
at? What the heck? Are you pointing at? Exactly. Get out of here with that. Those are ice picks. Don't even lie to me.
Same size. So, but for me, if they didn't come to me, even though how much I wanted to say, I would go out and be, a little schmoozer, a little ladies man, never happened. Never was.
Crazy.
I was in elementary school. But as I've gotten older.
How do people remember elementary school? First off, sorry, don't mean to interrupt. I can't remember shit from elementary school.
Oh, elementary school, I got girls sending me notes like it was nothing. I thought I was hot shit back then.
I did see an old Facebook photo that I sent to you the other day.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Flash on the screen now.
Great.
Yeah, you just got toasted, bro.
Yeah, no, thanks.
On our podcast. Hey, if you don't know, we're on YouTube. Check it out. You miss a little bit of the content that we edge over to there just to, make sure we keep the people over on YouTube happy. Also comment, engage, send us stuff. We love it. But I saw that photo, and it's frustrating for people like me, who was just thin. I was just skinny. You were ripped, dude.
I was a very skinny ripped. Very
Whatever,
skinny.
Dude. It's a good platform to start with.
Fine. It was decent. It was nice. But like, I come into the issue, and I know people roll their eyes when I say this, and I've said it multiple times. It's hard for me to gain weight. Like whenever I'm trying to get, it's hard.
I'll help you gain weight.
Yeah, which is also, it's hard for me to get stronger because I can't put on the weight. Therefore, and I don't have natural like farm boy strength. Like there's these dudes that go in the gym scrawnier than me. They're putting up 3 plates. I'm like, honestly, fuck you. Like honestly, just fuck you.
Yeah, I could never do that. Well, also I don't want to, if that makes sense. Like I want to look good, feel good, which one of those is truly unsatisfied. I feel good, but I don't look good.
I think you look good.
I think I look okay. Just don't.
Have y'all seen that Badonka he's got trailing back? I'm just saying.
Listen.
Anyways,
I will say at my heaviest I weighed 220, and I was working out with the cheerleaders at Tech, right? Cheerleading guys. So don't give me too much credit. And I was there, and we were doing like a lot of power moves, right? Like snatches, power cleans from the floor, hang cleans, and all this stuff. And I always found when I was cutting, like when I was like dropping weight, I was never able to lift as much.
Yeah.
But when I was heavy and I wasn't trying to lose weight, I was drinking, protein shakes, eating a lot, eating whatever, right? I was lifting a heck a ton of weight.
Yeah, no. That's why they have the whole bulking season shredding. It's not just for physique. Like you're supposed to change your whole workout routine.
Yeah.
For me, moving forward, come October, I'm going to start, instead of doing like really light weights and a lot of reps, it's going to just be heavy compound movements and then tons of protein shake stuff. And you just lose physique a little bit. You get stronger. Then in the summer, you tear all that a little bit off and you see what's left. Kind of thing. But
okay.
That's my issue. It is hard for me to gain strength because I can't gain weight easily.
Interesting. So, let me dump you some Oreos your way, and you'll gain some weight.
Sounds perfect.
Just load it on. But rejection. So I know that because how many girls have you dated? Would you approximate that to?
Lexi, Kelly, Bella.
3, and that's serious
dating. I mean, casually. 4 or 5 maybe. If you're going to count 2, maybe that I've gone on like a couple dates with. But that's about it.
No, that's fair.
I'll give it 4 because I dated one girl going into freshman year of high school.
Okay,
it was like a 6-month thing.
And how many more girls than that did you ask out? Or are you one of those 100%ers that just like, I only ask out the ones that I know will say yes?
Yeah.
And
it's not.
I don't mean to put you on blast.
No, it's not something to pat my back on. I think I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast or if I've just talked to other people about it, but I've always been one, minus this relationship. Actually, minus this one, the one that I'm in right now with Bella.
What's up, Bella?
I have never pursued somebody first. They always came to me first, so therefore it was always shoe in the bag. Shoe in the bag. I don't know what that meant. That was stupid. Anyway, money in the bag. It was literally. It's like if I wanted it,
you're
I had
shoe in for it.
Shoe in. That's what I want. Wow. Okay. Anyways,
man, you and I are just the kings of mixed metaphors, dude.
What did I say, Jimmy rig last time?
He literally, before we started recording, went, "Yeah, man, let me just Jimmy rig this," and I was like,
"Excuse me,
what's good?" Like Jimmy rig? I was like, that is the demented cousin of Jerry rigging.
Jerry.
Jerry rigging's already bad.
Jerry doesn't even sound correct.
Yeah, no, exactly, because you're not doing it correctly. You're just jerry rigging it.
Oh, well, Jimmy rigging sounds better.
But Jimmy rigging?
It does. It sounds better. Anyway, but no, every single girl that I've ever dated has come to me first. So, and then therefore I this sounds really shitty to say, and it's not. Don't take it for what I say. I had to learn to like them, if that makes sense. Like, because here's the thing. I didn't look at them and be like, wow, I want to date that person. I'm going after them. They came to me and I was like, okay, let me try this out. And then boom, I was like, wow, I really like this person. So yes, this is working. I like this.
Okay. So you're not one to get your heart broken by putting yourself out there, but you are one to fall hard.
And
once your heart's out there
quickly. Whereas the only time that hasn't happened with Bella is, of course.
Yeah, screw Bella. You didn't fall hard. Did you actually go? You pursued her?
Yeah, I mean it was Hinge, so you start texting and everything, and then you go on dates, and then
that doesn't really count though. Does that count as pursuing somebody?
I mean, I liked her first, so
and
there we go. There's rejection. She rejected me the first time we matched on Hinge.
That's true.
Yeah.
You mentioned that. If you haven't listened, go back, listen to the episode that we first had Bella on and introduced her to the world. They went over a couple funny couple stories that are definitely a good listen. So go check that out. We've gotten such a big repertoire now of episodes,
of people and
things that we talked about that we can kind of just go back and listen to that episode.
All you need to know from that is just don't tell a girl that you live in a dorm if she doesn't live in a dorm as well, because then unmatched.
That's crazy though, because I don't know. Like, so when I was dating people, yeah, I can't remember. I've only ever dated like seriously dated.
Ellie's up at the door right now. She's listening. She's putting her ear on. There's like, you better not say nothing stupid.
Better not say nothing stupid. I know. I'm trying to filter before I say. There's a stage here that I'm trying to.
Or just don't. Let's keep it.
No. Let's keep it 100. Keep it 100 for the people out there. But no, I think the people I've only dated seriously like probably 3 or 4 people as well. Okay. And seriously dated. Like I had one in high school that I seriously dated. Do you count the girlfriends that you have for like a month and a half? Like.
I think it depends on the connection. If it was like serious enough, I mean, a month and a half. People always base things off time. The only thing I think you should necessarily base things off of time is if you like get married to somebody, because I think you need to date somebody for an extended period of time because people are on their best behavior.
Don't want to get rejected at the altar.
Exactly.
Have you seen the videos of guys going to propose
and
then getting rejected?
I feel like it has to be staged.
Do you think it's staged?
How do you... Although I have people that I know personally that are just delusional enough or like think so highly of themselves. Like, oh yeah, she loves me. She loves me. And then they'll go do it. And then I can see them going down on one knee and her being like, nah, dude. Like,
here's my confusion though. So with let's just assume that 60% of those scenarios are actually real. Okay. Let's just automatically throw away 40% of them. But with the ones that are real, how in the world have you not had a conversation about that beforehand?
Prior.
Like,
yes.
Hey, what do you think about marriage? Not like would you marry me? But like just like the concept. You don't even have to be like specific about it. Just, hey, marriage. Just wait. Mm-hmm. What you got? Nothing? Okay. See you later.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. People just don't have the same intentions.
You know what's crazy? Some people actually, I get it, but I don't. They come back from that. Like, they'll still date after that. Like
the same person?
Yeah, no. I've heard things where they'll get down on one knee, they'll say no, and then like they get back together a little bit later. And the reason is because it just wasn't right at the time. They didn't know the person well enough, but they still liked them, but they didn't want to commit to something. And then whatever. I'm like, you know what? Honestly, if you say no to me, that uppercut from the floor is just going crazy.
Well, here's my question though: is like, isn't it like? I just have to imagine in my mind that the guys that then get back with the girl that just super rejected them are on some level like insane simps. Like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what my mind goes to is like, oh, yes, ma'am.
Like, just absolutely. Get her to say yes next time.
Yeah, I'm so sorry I asked you at the wrong time. You tell me when the right time is.
I'd be too scared out of my mind to get down ever again.
I think it should come down to it's like, okay, look, I'm going down on my knee. It's so nerve-wracking to do this. I'm doing this. We've had a conversation about it before. I kind of expect you to say yes. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to say yes, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, there's kind of that unwritten rule of like.
This ain't The Bachelor, bro. Like, this
this is not like.
You should know.
Yeah, you should know. So any guy that out there that's going to propose that hasn't proposed yet, double check that shit, man. just run that back one more time.
Imagine
just to make
if
sure.
Olivia said no.
Oh my
gosh.
That
would have been crazy funny. That would have been the funniest thing.
That would have been hilarious.
If you listen to last Monday's episode, like they talked about how they were on their way to get engaged because they both knew it was the day, even though she shouldn't technically know, but she knew it was the day. Yeah. Imagine if she said no. That'd just been funny.
She was like going up to the mountain the whole time. She's like, I'm gonna fucking say no.
This is it. The ultimate breakup.
The ultimate breakup story. But then get back together.
Yeah. I was just kidding.
Oh, just kidding, babe. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So, okay, what's the most awkward, like, rejection, like, breakup story that you have? Because it sounds like you were the heartbreaker. So, like, when you broke up with somebody, like, what's the most awkward situation that you got yourself into? Because for me, I can think of a couple.
Same. This wasn't necessarily a breakup initially, but it led to a breakup. I was dating somebody. I'm not gonna say who it was, but
which of the plethora of girls?
The 3, whatever we said. I was getting completely yelled at, like scene and situation happening at Taco Mac while they were closing. People were staring because I was getting yelled at, and then for something I did.
I know who this is.
Yeah, and then boom, flipped. started acting ridiculously nice to me within a matter of 10 seconds. I kid you not. It's like she rebooted. Like it was just like power on.
Good morning.
You know,
Sunday
restart.
morning.
Yeah, exactly. And then she was like nice to me. And then, you know, I was told she said she loved me that same night for the first time. And I was like, this.
Well,
this
she went
doesn't
into
add up.
survival mode. It was like improvise, adapt, overcome.
And then it's like she almost took it back too, because I didn't say it back because I was freaked out. I was like, these doesn't matter. The equation 1 + 1, no 3. It's like this doesn't make sense. And so that was just crazy, like awkward to me, and it ended up leading to a breakup. Not necessarily because of that situation, but because of what we were talking about, what we were arguing about. But yeah, that was so weird, and it was almost like a rejection on not necessarily her part. I don't want to say she was rejected when she said she loved me. I didn't say it back, but it was like I just can't do it because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like
it's just too damn confusing.
So that's the only thing I can think of in terms of any weird, awkward breakup or weird situations. That was very uncomfortable.
I had a lot of weird situations in high school that I was in.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
One that I'm just thinking of in my mind. This isn't even like I have a plethora of pinnacle of awkward stories. This one is just interesting because I don't know if it was because of me breaking up with her or what. But so what ended up happening was, and this is just a snippet of the story. So there was this girl that I dated for like a week. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how I realized that I didn't like her, but I didn't. And so I broke up with her. I was like, yeah, we're done or whatever. And I guess she just didn't like that very much, as I can't imagine anybody who was just like, oh, I guess they just broke up with me would. Mm-hmm. So she started dating one of my friends, which, you know, of course I don't care. I'm the one who broke up. Like, I don't give one crap because you're doing your own thing. And I'm like, oh, great, you guys are together.
Not to, cut you off there, but
no, you should.
That's kind of crazy. Because I think back, all the girls that, I was the one that ended it with them. I sit there and think back, like, honestly, you could date anybody. I wouldn't care.
I wouldn't care at all.
You could literally date my best friend. If y'all make it work, good for you. Fantastic. Don't expect me not to make jokes to him about it. But
for sure.
It doesn't bother me
whatsoever. It's required. You got to give your boy shit.
Yeah.
But here's my thing: is I only dated her for like maybe a week and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, I dated like what did we were like young in high school, like whatever. So later on, there was this thing that we did, Relay for Life. Did you ever do that?
Yeah, Relay for Life.
Okay. Yeah. It was awesome. So I was never much of a like runner. I didn't like running.
What'd you do? Passer on your left. Oh, by the way, we're broken up.
No, that would have been epic. So I took my bike. And this was the 1 year that I did it, and they did it all night long.
Oh, wow.
Right? So that we were there like till like 3 or 4 a.m. or whatever.
That's crazy.
And which is crazy because there's a bunch of high schoolers that are just able to drive, but then they're breaking curfew by doing something noble. I don't know. It was just very confusing. So I brought my bike because I had it on the back of my car. And this was at just a very tumultuous time in my life for many other reasons, but my buddy and this girl that I had dated for a minute were still dating. I was closing up shop with Evans. Evans and I were still there. We were closing up. Or maybe it was another guy. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So we were there, and I was riding my bike back out to the car. And I see this guy and this girl that I dated getting in their car and driving away. And I see them, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. So then I put my bike on the car and go home. So then, like a week later, apparently this girl and her mom like hate me for some reason because these young girls like tell their moms like some story of what happened, and I'm like, now they just all hate me, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So this mom was like in the grocery store telling one of my mom's best friends that like, yo, this boy named Noah is like horrible, and he on Relay for Life was like circling my daughter's car with his bicycle and staring her down, very intimidating, and slashed her tire.
Right.
And this, my mom's best friend was like, not only do I know this guy's mom, but I also know this guy, and he would never do that. Yeah. And so she told my mom, and my mom came to me and was like, you didn't do this, right? And I'm like, what? Like, I've never heard of this.
Do something illegal?
Yeah, I didn't slash somebody's tires. So here's apparently what actually happened. So this chick saw me. She did see me that night, right? Riding away to my car. But apparently she had, after it was done, they all went to a party and were all like drinking and whatever. And I was kind of the scapegoat of the year for a lot of different things that went on, which was unfortunate. But they were like drinking and like partying. And I think on the way there, she had popped her tire on a curb. So she didn't want to get in trouble with her parents. So she lied to her mom.
Throws it on you.
Yeah, so she threw it on me.
Crazy.
And I'm like, and I don't know if it was necessarily because I had broken up with her or whatever, but I think it was just really easy to blame it on me because I was kind of like that guy to blame it on because I'm not only really gullible, but like at that point in my life, it was kind of believable that I would have done that, but I didn't do that. Anyway, very awkward because I saw her afterwards and I ended up having to text her boyfriend who was my friend and was like, hey, yo, can you like get your bitch?
Can you get your girl?
Like, what is she doing
crazy?
right? And he was like, no, I got you, man. I got you. And like never heard of it again.
This girl, crazy.
And I'm like, what is she doing? And they ended up dating for, I said they weren't going to date very long, but they ended up dating for years. And of course they're broken up now. And he's like an astrophysicist.
Jeez.
He's a genius.
Okay.
I don't keep up. I don't keep tabs with people I don't care about at all.
I don't either.
Like, I don't know what this girl is doing. I don't care to find out. If she ever reached out to me, I would be nice, but I have no idea what she's doing with her life.
So do you have any rejection going? So you asked me, I'm just throwing it back at you. Any going up to a girl being like, hey, I think you're cute, and she being like, ha, no.
You know what? I think, I'm trying to think back to my college experience because I feel like that would have been the most times I would have probably gone up to somebody and like, hey, like, let me, like at a fraternity or something, like, hey, I'm here, like, can I court you?
Yeah.
Or whatever us nerds at Georgia Tech say.
Court you.
Court you.
We're going together.
We're going together. Don't worry about it. And I'm trying to think. So there were a couple like different fraternity parties that I went to. And of course, like girls came in from Kennesaw and like Georgia State and all these different things. So there were always like a good variation of people that were there. So it was never like too stagnant with the people that were at Tech. And no offense to the Tech girls, Olivia, look, know you're a Tech girl, but a lot of Tech girls are not as chill. A lot of them know they're hot shit.
You are part of the minority of chill and fun and,
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of them are
Tech
like
girls, most of them, not
if
cool, chill.
If you go to Georgia Tech and you're an attractive girl and you're smart, which to get into Tech you kind of have to be, you think you are hot shit. And I had to outsource my dating to freaking my wife like that. Like she went to another school. Like it's horrible.
Same. I didn't date anybody at Tech.
Yeah. If you're a girl and you want to find a smart guy at Tech, more power to you. There's plenty.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nerds. I would say get with a nerd. You'll make his life.
They'll never leave you.
No, never.
I of course, I reference TikTok as I always do.
Of course.
But I always watch the tell me your boyfriend won't leave you without telling me your boyfriend won't leave you. Oh, yeah,
those are good
and
ones.
then it skips to a scene. He's playing with action figures like, baby, look at my new, mint condition Iron Man. Or he puts on the Iron Man helmet. He's like, Jarvis, open mask. Give me a kiss, babe.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, okay, I'm having trouble right now, I'll be honest, thinking of like situations where I was like flat out just like no.
Yeah.
Not like I was Mr. Stud Pants and like nobody ever said no. I'm just having trouble remembering because I think I've blocked them out of my mind because my ego is so fragile. But we have to talk about David Dobrik. Do you know anything about David Dobrik?
Every hot girl that he's rejected. He's gay. He's got to be gay.
How can you possibly? No, he can't be because if he was, he would get so much clout if he came out as gay.
Has to be.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know who he's waiting for.
I mean, Madison Beer, you've got to be kidding me. You can look her in the eyes and be like, yeah, she's not my type. That's crazy.
They had some roasting or whatever, and they roasted like David. I forget who it was. This guy that cuts hair got up there.
Jeff.
He's like, it's about time you come out because there's no way Madison Beer and Corinna are not your type.
Yeah, no, crazy. And also, like, there's so many situations where Corinna's like, yo, let me just like...
Yeah.
And
he's like, no.
Whatever. I'm like, I mean, not like if I was put, and I'm not imagining myself in that situation, but I'm just thinking like that's a crazy situation to be in.
I watched another one. I forget. I don't know what the she's like an Instagram model, and she's sitting there saying like, I would love you, I would love to date you, and
it's the girl with the accent.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah.
Oh no, she was like, I have a crush on you, David.
Yes.
And he goes, yeah, people on Twitter say that like I should date you.
And she's like,
are you gonna listen to him?
He's like, no.
And
he's serious.
And he's dead serious.
This guy.
I don't know how he does it.
I don't.
I'm
crazy willpower. That's more power to him. Then,
I guess sure, it's fine. It's willpower. I guess for him, he's just trying to stay on the fringe of all of that so he can capture other people's drama. Because maybe when he was dating Liza, like a lot of his content kind of just became about him and Liza, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it was basically their show. They did.
Yeah, they had.
She's hilarious.
Featured.
Too.
I mean, she's so funny.
She's very funny. The things that she. There we go. I'm going to say something that's going to get me in a lot of trouble, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Yes, I know what you're going to say.
She's the first funny girl.
She's
hilarious.
Yes, she's a hilarious girl.
She's hilarious.
Yes.
I could watch her alone do like just go out. They did something where they found things like in stores and then like made puns about it. Like
so
that
funny.
Was the greatest video ever.
I go back every once in a while and we'll circle through like David Dobrik vlogs just to like relive some of those glory days of his vlogs. He's back now. But it's just, I feel like it's missing a little bit of that spice. And I'm like, I need it back. He's a little more tame now because he has to be. Because he got in hot water.
Maybe he likes this whole rejection, like rejecting these girls because these girls never get rejected. So it's almost like winning. It's like,
It's like he's now powerful.
I wonder if he leads them on. It's almost like, you lead them on. You get
but
like
they
really
like
close
him.
to
So how?
And then you're like, I don't want you. Like, I won. Like, the game's over. You've admitted it. Game over.
That just doesn't make any sense to me.
That's what they say a lot of things with guys is like, some guys just love the game so much that finally when the girl's like, okay, yes, like I want to date you, they're like, okay, I'm done. Like,
yeah,
I'm not interested anymore. And it's like, what happened? Like, I won. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
End of the game. Move on to the next. I've never played that game. I could never do that per se. I'd feel too crappy and I'm too scared to even go up and try and play the game because I don't want to lose and I hate losing. So,
well, I'd be too scared because I want people to like me. You know what I mean? I don't care if you do or don't like me. Like, if you're not my close friends, I really don't give two flips. But I want you to like me, like a lot.
Yeah.
Like today, I'll just give an example. I was dealing with this customer who, well, first of all, I don't know why I gave my number to a DIY customer. Like, I pretty much only deal with pro customers. And like me 4 months ago gave my card to this like couple. And they've been on my ass for weeks, like trying to get at me for like product, right? To replace something. Their deck was going wrong. And I'm really not that guy for them. Like if they wanted their product to be replaced, they needed to be calling a different number. And I, of course, gave him that number today, but he was going off on me. He was upset and he was feeling rejected because I was like, no, like I'm not, like, because what he was saying, I wasn't going to be able to solve his problem by what he was wanting from me. And I was like, nah, dude, but we're about to go over time. We'll send you right to the halftime show. What's up, everybody, and welcome to your Man Card Podcast halftime show within a show, little mini Man Card episode. Today's mini episode is going to be about our childhood favorite candy. We all know what it is. We all love it. And it tastes more like watermelon than watermelon. Blow Pops.
No.
What?
No.
Give me a break, dude.
No.
Tell me that wasn't like, you didn't go for that watermelon blow pop. Tell me that wasn't like it. The quintessential kid like trading, I'll trade up to a watermelon blow pop.
Blow Pop, really?
Yes. What did you eat when you were young?
I love Jolly Ranchers, and I still love
Jolly Ranchers.
You know what else I loved when they came out? The Skittles gum.
Ooh.
That they don't have anymore. What do you mean, ew? Have you never had it?
No.
They had Skittles gum.
I love Skittles, but I just want to eat it.
It's so good.
Did you not just accidentally swallow pieces of...
No. I've always been scared to swallow. I've always been scared to swallow gum because I was just told, if you swallow it doesn't come out and just gets in your guts and it's just whatever. That's what I was always told. Just like the whole thing, don't eat watermelon seeds because if you eat one, it'll grow in your stomach and, whatever.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Santa
Well,
told me that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyways.
the tooth fairy leaves me watermelon seeds under my pillow still.
Oh, really? Is that so?
Yeah, she comes over.
That or a blow pop.
Flirts every once in a while. That's why I talk in my sleep.
Everyone's favorite. Yours was really a blow pop.
Dude, I'm telling you, that blow pop tastes way more like watermelon than the reality of watermelon. I don't know what it is.
I always like the lollipops that you pull out and then you squirt the sour stuff on and then.
Oh, the baby bottle pop.
Nope, that's different.
Baby
bottle pop is the one that took the cap off and you put it in the
thing.
Yeah,
those
yeah.
are great.
Those were
those
great.
are so good.
Damn, where did those go?
You know you're a 90s kid when
Baby bottle pop.
Baby bottle pop. That was the drip
Yeah.
it. That was the one you're talking about, the drip it one.
Yes, it was
the one with the little divot in it and you drip it.
sour something.
Sour. Look it up.
You entertain them.
Okay. So when
Tell them about our merch.
Oh yeah, that's right. Why are we doing this? So mancardpodcast.com. Go check it out. We're linked over to the YouTube, which we're on YouTube. If you didn't know, that's crazy. Go check it out. And we have brand new merch. We've got hoodies, we've got beanies, we've got crop top hoodies for all those ladies out there. We got joggers, we've got phone cases, we've got mugs, and they're metal. Check it out. They're delicious. So
please go get the crop hoodie and send us a picture of you in the gym. We think that is the perfect thing for it. I just want to see it happen.
We think it's like
somebody.
the perfect level of irony. So what is it? What's it called?
Juicy Drop Pop.
Juicy Drop Pop.
That's so yeah,
dude.
Those
That's
were
it.
amazing. Okay.
They were sour. They were good.
Delicious. It was the blue one.
Sweet, sour.
They had a little engraving there. They just
and you just look it up. Yeah. And then if you were a real OG, what did you do? You just squirt that?
Yeah,
dude. Okay. We were all born in the same factory. So we are going to send you right back to the main episode. Enjoy. All right. Welcome back to the main part of the episode. I was just about to ask you, and we were having a little conversation in the interim. Have you heard of Steve-O's new podcast?
Steve-O, no.
Yeah.
I have not.
And he has it in a van.
And he's traveling.
Yes.
We were just
stole my idea.
That motherfucker.
Dude, he's a cool guy, though. But he sounds, my name's Steve-O. Kapow, boom, boom, bah, Like, he literally sounds like he's destroyed his vocal
I think the
cords.
most recent thing I saw of him, it was a video of, it was like a poop gun, and they shot a poop gun in their ear or something like that. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Because there's a new Jackass coming out, Jackass Forever.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder if Steve Will Do It will be on it. You know, Steve Will Do It from Nelk.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you know who that is?
No.
Steve Will Do It. Oh man.
They have a lot of celebrity guests come on.
Okay,
though. So
then I guarantee you, Nelk and Steve Will Do It will be on it.
It looks
Steve-O and Steve Will Do
really
It.
funny.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. So I think the whole OG cast is back and like better than ever apparently. So it's supposed to be fun.
I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is Jackass.
And he just jumps off a cliff or something.
My favorite one is the one where they're in the studio and they hold the ginormous hand back behind a wall. And so they're like,
oh yeah, that's right. And he's like, "Come over here, come here."
Yeah. He's like, "High five!" Boom.
Hey, read this note on the some fan left a note for us on the wall.
They come up and they let it go, and boom. It's one of the greatest.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. But they have a lot of guest stars on now. I think I saw a trailer for it, and it looks pretty good. It looks pretty cool.
That's gonna be awesome.
I mixed cool and good right there.
Really,
cool.
Really could.
Really could.
Could.
Really good.
Ghoul.
Good.
Really
Ghoul.
ghoul.
Really ghoul.
Ghoul. The ghoul's already a word, isn't it?
Ghoul. Yeah. That's Halloween.
Just not spelled that way. Yeah.
Well, it's my birthday. Did you know my birthday's 2 days before Halloween?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
29.
Yeah, 29th. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, it is nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
2 days too short.
Because it's like birthday and then a ton of candy.
You know what else is crazy? This? Oh, we should have said it on our last week's episode. It was Friday the 13th this past weekend. This past Friday. Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah.
Dang, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's spooky.
Yeah.
Hey, well, be careful out there, because if you miss Friday the 13th, you're screwed.
Yeah, my birthday's on 13th, so every once in a while I get that, Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Don't do shit. But anyway, Rejection. Let's go back to that. let's talk about.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
That is what we're talking about. We've rejected rejection, so let's get back to it.
Let's transition over to work rejection. Because I think that's at the core of a lot of people our age.
Yeah.
You're just getting constantly hedged by all of these corporate hedge funds.
Yeah.
And it's awful.
Mine wasn't for full time. Mine was for an internship. So I've had no internship. Flashback. I'm at Tech. It's like my first summer of Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
And
which is awesome. Summer at Tech is great.
It's great. But prior to that, I applied to SurveyMonkey because I wanted to work there, and they were California based. The pay was great, and I just stumbled upon like their interview thing. Like literally, they sent out an email and said, "Hey, today we're going to be at this location in Atlanta. If you want to come interview." I was like, I'm feeling bold today for whatever reason.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, so I got past the first interview, and I got to the second one, which was a virtual one, and I thought I did really well. And there was this recruiter that set everything up, set up the interviews. Her name was Whitney. I remember her because I hate her now.
What's up, Whitney?
Anyway, hate you. I remember being in my class, and I knew that like I would hear from them within the next day or two.
Sure.
And so like I'm in my class, I'm in the Colk, and I get like a phone call, and like I don't pay attention to because I get phone calls all the time. And so I was like, okay, I'll just check it later. And then I got a voicemail, and so I leave, and I see that it's a voicemail from a California number. I was like,
oh no,
this is it. And I started thinking like, great, they left me a voicemail. And so I listened to this voicemail, and it's Whitney, it's the recruiter, and she's like, hey Mitchell, we got news about your interview and everything. Give me a call back at this number so we can talk. And I'm like, there's no more interviews after this. I know there's not another interview. Like, this is a decision.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this is good. They sent me like, if they wanted to reject me, like they would have just been like, sent me an email, or they would have just said over that voicemail, hey,
sure,
we want another candidate. So I'm like, yo, I got it. I did it. So I call her back immediately. I'm like, yo, I'm so excited. Hey, it's Mitchell. You called. You said to call back. She's like, yeah, we just hate to inform you that we decided. And I was like, you motherfucking.
Did you really?
No, but she literally said, we hate to inform you. My heart sank that, we decided to go with another candidate. And then I hung up. I didn't say anything else. I was so like distraught. Like literally, I was so built up. I was like,
oh yeah,
why would they call me, leave me a voicemail to call them back? Oh, and her voice sounded great. She was very misleading. She's like, hey Mitchell, just want to let you know we got an update with your interview and we have a decision and everything. Just give us a call back at this number, whatever. I'm looking forward to talking to you. I'm like, great.
That's so misleading.
She probably got off to that. Screw her.
Yeah.
But I went home and I went back to my dorm, and like for the rest of the day I was just like disappointed because I didn't care that I didn't get it. I cared because I got my hopes up because of that voicemail that she left me.
So I'll pair on to that story with my own.
Okay.
And it's my work, and I'm actually going through the interview process right now. So I put in for a promotion. And so I don't know if I'm going to get it, but I have my expectations set very, very low. Low to the point where I've actually already written it off to the like there's no way I'm going to get it. I'm okay with that, and I've already moved on from like this thing. So I'm like, okay, what's next? So I'm already looking at what's next. And I think it's just really a trial of setting expectations appropriately that a lot of people, and you yourself, you just admitted to it, got you. We do it all the time.
Yeah.
Where it's like we set our expectations poorly. It's like Indiana Jones. You chose poorly. Just gets the life sucked out of him. And that's what it feels like. You're just getting life sucked out of you by God. And you're like, no, like I thought I was going to get this job.
Yep.
But no, it's just not to be. So
it really saves you from that heart-dropping moment where it just like sinks straight to your ass.
I mean, I'm not trying to save myself heartbreak. It's really like, it's just how you should operate. It's like, if I get it, it's such a great surprise. But if I don't, like, that's okay. I'll have learned from the experience, gone through the interview process, and know what that looks like for the next time.
I wish I could do that. I get too excited about things way too quickly. Like, I have a package coming, and it said be here today, and I got so excited and it didn't come here today. And, honestly, it pissed me off.
Okay, I actually feel the same way.
Like, it pissed me off.
Because when I ordered our merch, I went on there the other day before it came, and I was just checking on the order, the tracking number, because all of our merch comes with tracking numbers, if you didn't know. So you can track that shiz all the way to your front door, which I recommend you do Go pick up some shiz on the website now. Everything is $5 off. Get your $5 back because all this merch is brand spanking new on the website. Go check it out. But I went to check the tracking number, and it said it had been delivered. But I was like, bullshit. I went down to the package office, didn't see it.
It ain't there. They stole my shit.
And it was these mugs. And I was like, oh, man, like I want to get these mugs for the podcast before we record. That would be so cool to have. And I was upset because I was like, oh, they're coming. And then they weren't there. So
did they actually not show up that day?
No, they did show up. But the problem was the person who had put them in there didn't scan them in, so I didn't get a notification. And they put them on the wrong shelf for like the building package system or whatever. So I had to go in there when the next package came for the hoodie and the beanie. And I had to go in there and deliberately go through every single shelf to try to find my package. And I found it, and it had my name on it. Also, what's so cool is I don't know if we have the box here anymore. We might somewhere. But the shipping label says it's coming from Man Card Podcast.
Yo, that is cool. It is coming from us.
It's coming from us, straight from us to you.
Wow, that's great. If that doesn't make you want to buy it even more, I don't know what does.
It's so special.
That is great.
But it felt cool, like, oh, Man Card Podcast. Like, that's freaking me, dude. That's us. Like, we're doing that. Like, that's so cool.
We're selling shit.
I know. But go check it out if you want. If you don't, that's fine. Send it to a friend. They may like it. I don't know. Get invested in the story of our lives. Not like we're very interesting, but we talk about some fun stuff.
I think we're fun. I think we're entertaining.
Yeah.
We'll have guests on soon. I know one thing that we do want to talk about soon is, episode coming up. Let's just make it next time, You want to try and make it next time?
Yeah, let's do it.
Give a little, I'll force her to show up.
Yeah, let's do it.
What women wish men knew.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're just going to sit here and we're just going to have, Ellie and Bella just sit there and look at us and be like, you guys y'all should have known this. I mentioned it to Bella today and she's like, you got to let me know a week ahead of time. I got to make a PowerPoint presentation because there's much shit y'all don't know that I wish y'all know. I don't know, I'm fine. Put me on blast.
I feel like she said that the last time she came on and she was just like,
yeah.
I feel like she didn't say anything.
Yeah. I'll make sure she's uber prepared.
She better be prepared because Ellie's going to come on too and she's going to toast me for sure.
Yeah.
It's upsetting because I feel like, I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm like, okay, I know a good amount about women.
Yeah.
Just writ large. There's just always something that they can throw out there that I just don't know. So I don't know. We'll see. They may give us some nugget of insight that is just perfection that we've never thought about before. I don't know.
But the thing that bothers me about that, and it doesn't bother me because I like to know information to make things better, but it's almost like now if you start doing it, it's like, well, I had to tell you to do it, and now it's not as special kind of thing. It's like,
yeah, right.
She had to tell me to buy her flowers, so now when I buy her flowers, she's like, okay, thanks. I had to tell you to get me them, and it's like, you get my frustration?
No, I hear you. I think we're just going to have to,
This is for everyone else besides us.
It's like we're going to the gym, right? Leave your ego at the door, man. Come on, no ego lifting in here. Come in, get those reps, get those sets. Don't try to ego bust it out.
Have a good form, please. Gosh,
please.
If anything pisses me off more than going to the gym.
I'd rather you lift no weight than have bad form.
Same.
Just go through the motions, just push it. Just do it.
God. Okay. Anyway, yeah. No, that shit pisses me off more than anything.
Oh no, super.
Yeah. And then they don't believe their form's bad. They're like, no, I'm going far enough down. It's like, dude,
you're not though. You're not. Well, that's what we would always do when we're warming up for like our snatch complexes and stuff. We would actually do it with the barbell. So we do barbell complex before we do our power lifts with a naked bar. There's nothing on it.
Did you just say naked? Are you a naked person?
Ellie,
naked.
Ellie
Don't say naked. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my God.
Ellie catches me with this all the time because she always
naked.
So naked. Then we had a naked bar. It's just so much effort to say it.
Naked.
We had a naked bar.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
whatever. We had a stripped bar, and we went through the complex of motions before we even put anything on.
Yeah.
Because it's like what you're trying to achieve is muscle memory. So like, tell me when you're doing like basketball form and stuff, your coach didn't like run up to you when you were doing it wrong and stop you as fast as possible and be like, look, hold. Like I want you, yeah, okay, effort's there. let's break this back down again
Yeah.
because something's missing, because I don't want you to ingrain something that's not correct.
I think if I'm going to pat myself on the back for anything for once in my life, I think the one thing I've always been good at in terms of just anything I do is form, whether it comes to baseball, basketball.
That's not what all the ladies been saying.
Yeah, well, minus that part. That part that not saying I'm good at, but I'm going with form.
Yeah.
Like baseball wise, my coach always said like he's never seen anybody with perfect form. And then like basketball, every time I go and play, everyone's like, "Oh, Mr. Fundamentals," or whatever, Mr. Fundamentals. And then like now I had bad form with lifting. I didn't get far enough down on my squats. I'd go to 90 and think that's plenty and go up, which you can count it. But if you really want like true squats and true muscle growth, you go further down. But my friends are seeing a lot now that like I'm going down in weight because I want to get perfect form. I want to go, not overextend, but like I want to make sure all my fibers are going down. I don't want to just hit 90 and go up and then call that a rep. I want to have perfect form.
Yeah.
And even if, sacrifice some, pounds here and there, I want to benefit in the long run. And the last thing I'll say, that same coach actually saw me at the gym back like my freshman year of college and asked me like, "Hey, what do you like want to do with your life?" And I was like, "I don't know, maybe like be a fitness coach," because at the time, freshman year, I didn't know what I want to do. He's like, I see that because with baseball you have form and like, I could see you teaching people perfect form and things of that nature.
I feel like you would easily get pissed off at these stupid
I would.
kids.
No, that's the issue. God, I keep saying last thing. Bella sent me a TikTok. There's a TikTok reference again, but of a coach or a dad, whose son just had a terrible game, and like so he starts screaming at his son, like, 2 points, we gotta practice. Get out of the car. I'm gonna show you how to do blah 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 blah. And Bella was like, I found you 10 years in the future. I was like, nah, that ain't me. My kid's walking home. He wouldn't have been in the car. He wouldn't have been in the car for me.
He didn't get no juice box.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been.
No, you getting
better
punished.
call mama to come pick you up.
Have you seen the videos of the mic'd up coach that coaches Little League, and he goes out there, he's like, hey man, like listen, I get your dad's in jail, but we need to work on this shit, man. You need to tighten this up.
He goes, there's 10,000 little leaguers in the world, and I got stuck with you.
Yeah, just awesome, dude. The best roast.
You're not the worst pitcher there is, but if the worst guy does quit, you're shit out of luck or something like that. You better hope the worst guy doesn't, because you're it then.
You're it, man. Dude, those are so funny. But it's like, this is a little truth that you need to hear. And I think it's the same with like rejection, like same with sports, same with anything else. Like it's the little nugget of truth that you needed to hear. Like when I was applying for full-time positions, I got rejected at least 3 or 4 times from different companies. And I
from the same company.
Yeah, right.
They called me multiple times.
We just want to make sure you know that you're not hired here. Okay. All right. Thank you. Have a good day. But no, there's an unnamed consulting firm that I applied for, and I went in for the interview, and I'll blame it like you do on this lady, but I'll blame it on the process. This consulting firm was big on like trust the process, and I was like, okay, yeah, perfect. And they put me in an interview that like a digital team interview that I was like, I do not think this is the right team for me. Like, I don't have digital experience. I don't have like what I think you're looking for.
Yeah.
And the recruiter was like, no, trust the process. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, whatever. I'll do it. I'll go in for the interview. So I went in for the interview. Round 1 went great. Killed it. And it was like a multi-blocked hours long interview. So I did the first interview, went to the second one. And the second guy was pretty nice as well. And I was coming off the first interview, so I was feeling pretty good. Mm-hmm. I did the first, I killed it. I thought I killed it. And then the guy goes, so it says on here you know SQL. And, at that time I was like basic in SQL. If you asked me to do SQL now, I'd not be able to do it. But I was like pretty basic at SQL. Like I could do, and I put on, I was like basic. Like I could learn more, but I know the the very, very small stuff.
Same, yeah.
And he was like, he asked me to verbally start coding SQL in front of him in the interview live, and I'm sitting like right here, you and me, and I was like, and I literally was just honest with him. I was like, yeah, man, like you
got me.
You caught me about 2 months too late and 2 months too early.
Yeah,
because I relearn all of this in 2 months. I take another class for it. And he was like, oh yeah, man, I just like to, because he referenced this thing called Chaos Monkey, which I guess is like a coding thing where he's like, you throw something into your code and like see what breaks or whatever. And he was like, I like to employ this in my interviews. So can you verbally code? And I'm like, shit, dude. Like, he just totally went off script. And I was like, yeah, man, can't do that.
For SQL, what? Give me a query real quick if I had a data.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. And of course, like, catch me 2 months later, I'm literally doing that in class.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you just really caught me at a bad time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it was in the middle of summer, and like, you kind of, I'm not doing anything right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just bad timing. And of course, I didn't get the job because I wasn't right for that role. And they put me through the interview process for this role that I wasn't right for. So if there's any advice I could give to people who are applying to jobs out there, make sure you're applying to the right thing.
And make sure you don't put anything on your resume that you can't sit there and
Yes.
go into full detail. If you've taken one class about, Python, and if someone asks you about Python,
Leave it off.
You bet you just leave it off.
And what I would do is, yes, I could code things in SQL. Like, if you put me in front of the program,
Yeah.
I could put in queries. Yep. But the problem was all of the timing was off.
Yeah.
So it was just like a perfect storm for like the interview process pushed past when I was doing all of the stuff and it was fresh. And then it was just 2 months too early before I started the new material.
See, that's the other issue I come across with resume. Like, I have things like Java, JavaScript, HTML, whatever, all on my resume. But like, now that I think back to it, if you said, "Hey, code that right now," I couldn't. I'd have to refresh myself.
Well, of course.
You give me 1 day, just even 1 day to refresh myself on syntax. Boom, I'll be good. But like, if I go into that interview and I say I know Java when I've been coding in Python the past year, and then they say, "Hey, do this in Java," I'm like,
there's going to be a lot of errors in this code.
yeah, because the thing is, I've done Java for 3 years, but I haven't done it in like 6 months or a year.
It makes a big difference.
It's muscle memory. It really is with things like that.
Do you remember when you were a kid and there were those like summer workbooks?
Yeah.
Did your parents ever get you those?
Yep.
For like in between, what was it, like elementary school? Years, like summer.
Yeah, they gave me an elementary. They didn't do it in middle school, just elementary.
Yeah, it was just elementary. And so like they would hand you these big thick books of like, hey, do this over the summer, Mitchell. You'll thank me later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
I didn't do it.
Didn't do it.
I got them, but yeah.
Oh,
but looking
100%.
back, if you would have, you've been ahead of the game to start off.
It would have made a big difference.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, not going to do that.
Well, that's the thing that, just a very small story. At Kennesaw State, I took calculus, but I also took AP calculus in high school, but I didn't take the exam, which was stupid.
Flex.
Yeah, flex. So I didn't get credit. So straight from high school, I went into college and I took calculus again, and it's like relearning everything I just learned for the past 6 months.
Yeah.
And like I went into it and I was like, I know all this, and like. I got the highest grade in the class. It was one of my proudest moments. Literally, the professor at the end of the semester was like, "Mitchell, congratulations, you did the best. You got 106 in the class. You're good to go. You don't have to take the final." And I stood up, and everyone, of course, you look at me. I don't look like the dude that should. I look like I probably cheated to get that, honestly. But like, I sat there and I was like,
you paid the professor.
Yeah, exactly. And he was a great guy, Mr. Stockton. But I sat back and I was like, that is like being prepared for something. Because even though I didn't mean to not take the AP exam and I didn't really want to take this calculus class, I was so prepared because I just did it.
Yeah,
that like I was so far ahead of the game. There's lectures I wouldn't even pay attention because I knew how to do everything.
Yeah, no, right on.
Yeah,
no, exactly.
So I love that, but
hey, you can only be as prepared as you're prepared for, and then you don't know that you're prepared until you try.
How did you feel though when he asked you to like start verbally?
Oh, horrible.
Yeah, did you like instant like oh shit?
I mean, I could literally. I am okay. If we're gonna just humble brag a little bit, like I know that I'm good at interviewing. It's one thing that I know that I can do regularly, hands down. Put me in the room. Watch out, mugs. mancarpodcast.com. Put me in a room. I can do an interview. I can communicate. I can clearly put forth how I feel about a job. This made me feel like I didn't even know what my left hand was. No, seriously.
Yeah,
like,
I know that feeling. You lose.
I walked out of the interview and I was like, man, like I felt like I just got wiped by a bus. And I mean, I don't think like too highly of myself. Like I like to keep things joking. I like to be just like kid around with everybody, like take life not very seriously.
Yeah.
And this moment really was like, holy shit, dude. Like like what I kept racking my brain. Was there something that I could have done differently that would have like changed the outcome of this at all? Mm-hmm. Sadly, no. And they rejected me. So we'll stop the podcast there. But thank you for tuning in. And if you go over to mancardpodcast.com, I want to prematurely thank you for ordering some of our new merch.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And we appreciate you so much that we give you $5 off. So take advantage of that while it's still out there. We love you, and we will see you on Friday.